right here. Netflix and Legendary, which is interesting to me, is developing a Tomb Raider and Skull Island anime series. While already working with the production studio for an anime adaptation of another of their properties, Netflix and Legendary Television are expanding their relationships, and they have announced 2 new anime series based on Kong, Skull Island, and Square Enix's Tomb Raider franchise. We got a tweet right here from NX on Netflix that says the most iconic heroine in video games is jumping into animation. Tomb Raider is a new anime series from at Legendary following Lara Croft after the events of the video game reboot trilogy. The first series, entitled Skull Island, will be a new chapter in Legendary's Monsterverse franchise and will center on a group of shipwrecked characters as they desperately attempt to escape the most dangerous place on Earth. That would be America right now with COVID, right?
Sorry.
the mysterious island home to prehistoric monsters, including the greatest titan of them all, Kong. The series will be written and executive produced by Brian Duffield, who did Underwater, Love and Monsters, and Spontaneous alongside Jacob Robinson via his Tractor Plants production label, with Powerhouse Animation behind Castlevania, which is an amazing anime, and Blood of Zeus, serving as the animation studio for the project. The tentatively titled Tomb Raider, I like how they said tentatively titled, will center on the video game icon Lara Croft and pick up after the events of the celebrated reboot trilogy that concluded with 2018's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The series, which is being written and executive produced by Tasha Howe, The Witcher, Blood Origin, and Red Sonja, will chart the globe-trotting heroine's latest and greatest adventure as she explores new territory. In addition to Ho, the series will be executive produced by DJ2 Entertainment founder and CEO Dimitri M. Johnson, Sonic the Hedgehog, Stephen Bagal, and Howard Bliss and Robinson for Tractor Plants. Man, I don't even know what to state when it comes to this about what's going on. I just know big things popping over at Netflix, and it seems like they don't care about no competition. They don't care what Disney's doing. They don't care what HBO's doing. They're just going to keep trucking along with what they're doing. They see Sony buying Crunchyroll. That's cool. We'll just make our own anime from stuff that's already popular that people like. I mean, what do you guys think about them adapting these 2 series and the way that they're doing it?
Well, let me ask you real quick, Indy. Are there any Netflix anime series that are on right now on Netflix that you've been a fan of?
Everything that's on there, especially Castlevania. Like Castlevania is amazing. The Witcher anime that they're talking about that developed is real good. It's a lot of good anime on there among the stuff that's already on there, but a lot of the Netflix original anime, you know me, I covered it. Voltron, the Transformers joint that's on there, the War for Cybertron. When Netflix develops their own anime, it's to a similar production value of what Crunchyroll does when they're developing their own anime. It's just dope. It's just really good, and I have high expectations for Kong, because of when it's taking place, because hopefully we get to see the Kong we saw in Skull Island grow to be the Kong we're going to see in Godzilla versus Kong. And the fact that they're taking Tomb Raider past Shadow of the Tomb Raider and stuff that's out there, which means if you don't want spoilers, go play the 3 games.
I gotta finish them now. When you were reading that, I'm like, oh man, I gotta finish this trilogy of games. I gotta finish this quick.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really, really good, man. Really, really good. And the fact that the production house, the anime house, and then the people they have producing and directing are all top notch. They're going all in.
Yeah, I'm with you. When it comes to Netflix anime original series, I think they do a fantastic job, man. Like you mentioned, Castlevania, Voltron, the list goes on and on. The Zeus or Blood and Zeus or whatever it was called. I did see that on Netflix, but I never got a chance to actually check it out for myself. But I love the just the creative people that they have on board with both of these series. To be perfectly honest with you, Kong, I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, you tell me you're going to give me a monster, a monster anime series. Give it to me, man. Give it to me. Tomb Raider, I'm already on board with because I have loved what I've seen so far in the progress that I've made in the Tomb Raider video games themselves. So the fact that this is going to be like a continuation from those events, I think is pretty smart, because I think they knocked it out of the park with the actual video game franchise with this trilogy. So take full advantage of it. You know, you've got a younger Lara Croft, a lot more adventures in her life. I think this kind of opens it up creatively of what you can certainly do with the character animation wise. And yeah, when it comes to Kong, I think for me, I just trust Netflix at this point when it comes to their original series. Let alone that their animated series. So, anime is taking itself very seriously these days. You know, when they talk about, I mean, we even have a He-Man anime series that's supposed to be coming from Kevin Smith himself also. So, yeah, everybody's doing anime series right now because the production is just at a top notch. You can have some incredible storytelling with it. So I'm excited. I think these are both two great titles to turn into an anime series.
Yeah, definitely. I love that you brought up the He-Man, also a Netflix original, directed by Kevin Smith. There's episodes that are written by Mark Bernardin. You know what I'm saying? Bringing in that Fat Man Beyond team. That I'm upset that that's not out yet. I remember Kevin Smith talking about, like, I thought it'd be out tomorrow. We were done with everything. But the thing with animation is y'all might not see it till 2020. I don't want to wait till 2022. I feel like with the success of Voltron, with the success of other things that we see in our past come back forward, Saint Seiya has been redone I don't know how many times, which is a classic anime back from I think Saint Seiya started like in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Around that Voltron, Silverhawks, or you know what I'm saying, that type of time. And it came forward with the Transformers. He-Man is prone to be successful. And why not, you know what I'm saying, take that and the best way to tell stories that we've seen, especially from video games, is through animation. So why not just give us what we want?
I gotta say, though, I'm really excited for the He-Man series, and my prediction on why it's taking so long, because during COVID-19, Kevin Smith was like mentioning that he's been going back into the script and rewriting dialogue. I guess he just kind of assumed it wasn't a big deal, but for the animators, it's like, no, now we have to rewrite, we have to redraw this entire scene out or something like that. That'd be my guess, anyways. I also do want to take a quick moment to mention the trolls that we might be getting throughout this episode, who are probably going to try to say it's not anime if it's made in America. To that I say, maybe that would have been true back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. But now it's kind of like the thing about anime is that its definition has kind of changed over time, which, you know, it's fine. It's fine for it to change. It's kind of been more now referred to a style, less about where it's been made. You know, a lot of people try to compare it to champagne, how it's not really champagne unless it's made in France. But I disagree with that. You know, if it's made the same way that they do it, then I don't see why it can't be called champagne in America too, just like with anime. That all being said, yes, I really have enjoyed a lot of Netflix's original animes that they've done. And I actually prefer, if I find out there's an anime on Netflix and on Crunchyroll, I prefer watching it on Netflix because I know it won't be censored. What really annoyed me was that, so, you know, my girlfriend's gotten me into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and we started season 4, which is not on Netflix, but it is on Crunchyroll. The issue is that season 4 is censored on Crunchyroll, just like every season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is censored, but it's not censored on Netflix. And, you know, and it's weird to me that it's even censored because, you know, in terms of other anime, it's really not that violent compared to like other animes out there for sure. But yeah, with that all being said, you know, I do like that that Netflix is definitely, you know, they're not afraid to let artists be really creative with their series. Like you look at Castlevania, I feel like any other network that show would have been pitched to, you would have never seen that show would have never seen the light of day. And I love that Netflix is not afraid to let people be creative. And I also love their variety because you can go from, you know, adult animes like Castlevania, but you also have your kids animes too, like War for Cybertron, and then the Voltron TV series as well. And yet they all keep that same really good quality with all of them.